Today I thought I would do something more organic, like super uncut, raw, and pretty much moving around the house. So that's what the video of today is gonna be about. Let me hide my mess first because the air is not hearing. Anyway, I'm gonna take you guys through a quick, I guess, post-workout morning breakfast routine slash chit chat kind of video today. Meaning I'm gonna show you guys what I usually eat after I come back from the gym in the morning. I'm gonna explain you guys why I eat it. Actually, I might not even explain anything to you guys. I might just, leave this camera here, just do me. And if I ever have anything useful to say, I will say it. And if you guys think it's useful, then you let me know in the comments or not. So that's pretty much what I want to do today. Something really organic, because something I've really been trying to work towards is to pretty much just trying to be more myself. Like if there's one thing I'm really tired about, let me leave this right here. This is perfect. Okay, no face tracking. If there's something I'm really tired about in terms of content making, is the fact of having to over curate, over edit, and pretty much overthink content, right? I kind of got burned out by trying to do that last year. I do see the benefit of doing that and also see I guess, that it is a way forward, but also believe in the fact of pretty much just, staying simple. Just pretty much showing people what I am, who I am, and my habits, my personality, uncut and unfiltered. Because too, I often get people telling me that they like when I curse. It's been one pretty interesting thing because cursing is one of those things that I've been trying to do less of, because obviously I'm aware that it's not a professional thing to do, but I just get passionate sometimes and I feel like the message doesn't go, it's like it doesn't go through the way that I want to if I don't add a little bit of an F-bomb, if I don't add a little bit of a whatever kind of word feels right in the moment. But I've been trying to tone it down. And funny enough, many people came to me saying that, when you just share like random content, like just walking around having a chat at the grocery store, pretty much just sharing whatever random stuff you think, they like that. And I also have a confirmation from the algorithm because I get way much more views by sharing random videos compared to doing my usual kind of sharing value type of thing, which doesn't make sense, but that's pretty much one of the reasons why I want to lean into, I guess, pretty much being as organic as possible. And yeah, bring you guys with me as I am, going on this journey of being myself. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna share tips or value or kind of like real focused specific type of content anymore. I'm just thinking that I need to learn to be the professional and I guess the expert, but also need to learn to be myself, because with every experts that are out there, something that I've learned is that it's really hard for people to make a choice between whom to work with and whom to trust, unless there is that one aspect of the expert's personality or the expert's brand that they showcase and that the person directly connect with. So, pretty much just, I'm trying to get you guys to like me. That's what's going on here. I'm trying to get you guys to trust me. Let me zoom in real quick. All right, so just to give you guys a little bit of a little bit of context, I've been on this arc. Do I say arch or arc? Drop me in the comment. I've been on this kind of like cycle of working out every day in the morning and coming, like, not eating anything, just drinking either a protein shake or drinking a coconut water with some form of creatine before going to the gym in the morning, and pretty much coming back and making my breakfast. So this is really what I make for breakfast, okay? I'm not sure if you guys can see. I have a hard life, guys, because I'm so short-sighted that I don't see myself in the screen right now. It's like it's so blur. I see my hands moving and stuff, but I do not see myself. But I'm pretty sure that I put the angle correctly. So what I usually eat after I come back from the gym in the morning is a shitload of eggs, okay? Then I guess avocado made in some form of guacamole, and 2 steak patties, right? And some onions, some garlic, but this is pretty much just for the smell. I really like using garlic with everything. It gets me to need to brush my teeth more thoroughly, but that's fine. And then some bok choy. What is this shit called? Right. Yeah, I believe this is bok choy. I'm not sure. So one fun thing about me is any sort of lettuce-ish that are green like this. Either I don't know, like I'm not sure how it's called. Spinach, bok choy, celery, whatever. I just know that it's green, and whatever is green has tons of antioxidants. So that's pretty much what I usually have for breakfast. As you can see, it's a very keto type of breakfast because something I've realized about myself is that when I have my carbs in the morning, it makes me sleepy and it makes me crash later on. Like I can feel that energy dip around 12, kind of 1, between that 12 to 2 p.m. window, which is normal, by the way. Like if you're the type to have like any sort of crashes in the afternoon, that's normal, because I mean, by the time afternoon comes, you will have been awake for 6 hours, like 5 hours. So it's kind of normal. But if you're the type to like wanna really hyper optimize and sustain your energy and your focus for the rest of the day, mostly with me, something I've found is that keeping my breakfast as low and even empty carbs as possible and having only proteins and fats is the best way. It keeps me full, it keeps me focused for until about 4 p.m. ish, where I finally have that energy dip. And that's when I have some form of snack, which would be a protein shake, which would be fruit. And then after that, I have my dinner, which is where most of my carbs come in. So I don't do low carbs, I don't do zero carbs. I just do carbs partitioning, if that's even a word or a way we can say it. All right, so we're going to, let me go through some messages first. The crazy thing about working online, guys, is that this thing right here never stops. There's always something. And actually, this is one of the reasons why I did 2 things. I started to invest more time in myself in the mornings. I started to, like when I wake up, I do not want to get bothered by anybody. I pretty much leave my phone on silent and I go work out first. Because something I used to do before was I would pretty much wake up and directly go into my notifications. I would go into my notifications, I would pretty much see I would see who died. I would pretty much just directly go into that reactive state. And that has caused me quite a lot of stress in the past. Because, I mean, you never know what kind of messages you can see in the morning when you're barely awake, when you're barely emotionally ready. By the way, side note, always use olive oil to cook because it's healthy. So, you never know what you can expect in the morning when you wake up. So, that's something that I did not necessarily take seriously. So I had a lot of anxiety that I did not, a lot of suppressed anxiety that I saw was manifesting my way of thinking, my mental clarity, and pretty much my mood was very unstable. So something that I've decided to do when this year started as a part of a resolution, as cheesy as it sounds, is to pretty much just tell the world to fuck off. Like literally, like morning time when my alarm goes off, I just turn it off and I do not watch my phone. I go directly into my podcasts and I play something. Right now, I listen to, I'll tell you guys what I listen to right now. These are my top podcasts. Okay, not sure if you guys can see. There you go. So we've got Mind Pump. It's all about fitness and health. Then we got The Game with Alex Hormozy. If you don't know Alex Hormozy, I mean, if you are an entrepreneur and if you don't know Alex Hormozy, I think you're missing out on a lot of value. You got the Mindset Mentor with Rob Dial, just like how it's called. It's about mindset. You got Build with Leila Hormozy, whom is Alex Hormozy's wife. They're badasses. Then we got The Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett. We got also the Huberman Lab with Andrew Huberman, which I really believe don't need any introduction. We got Modern Wisdom with Chris Williamson. This is actually one of my favorite ones. Not necessarily because of the knowledge or whatever, but Chris Williamson, I don't know, his name is Chris too. So like, this is actually something fun about myself. It's like, I realized that I just admire anyone who's successful who is called Chris, because it kind of inspired me. It gets me to think, hey, if these guys made it and they're named Chris, why not freaking me, you know? So that's one of the reasons why I personally like Chris. I also like his charisma, to be honest. And one of my goals this year was actually to go see his show in Bali in April, because April is the month of my birthday. So I want to go there and pretty much see his show, because he does a lot of talk show, and he'll be coming to Bali soon. Bali, which is very close, so I want to kind of like jump on the occasion. Anyway, so what I do in the morning is I wake up. I do not open any notifications at all. I directly play either one of these podcasts that you just saw, and I go into the shower. I take my shower. I grab my gym clothes. I go walk my dog first, and that's it. I pretty much just go. I do not check anything on my phone at all, unless I finish working out. Like as soon as I finish the gym, I finally scroll through and I see all the bombs that whoever has dropped on me in the night before. And actually something that I do is I keep my phone on do not disturb for the entire day. So like I don't want to be bothered by the cling, the doom, this kind of things, because when you work online, and I'm pretty sure that anyone who works online will relate to this, it just never stops, all right? It just never stops. You're always solicited. There's always notifications. There's always something that wants to grab your attention, and I just don't want that. So I want to have control on my reaction. I want to have control on the time on which I have to go through my phone. I don't want anyone to pretty much pull me in all sorts of direction, because if they do that during the day, then they will be bothering me pretty much. Like if you try to call me, send me a voice note, or pretty much like get my attention between the hours of, let's say, 9 to about 8 p.m., then unless you're a priority, unless you're, I guess, someone that's super close to me, then even the people who are close to me, I don't instantly reply to them, simply because, again, my phone is on silent and I'm working. So all of this to say that I really made a point in just protecting my peace, protecting my focus, right? I felt bad at first doing this, like, because sometimes I see my father, calling me, but I wouldn't pick up because I would be working. And this is actually something that I have in my mind. I'm like, if it is important enough, if it is an urgency, then that person will call me 3 times. And if that person calls me 3 times, I will finally pick up. But if the person calls me 1 time, then that means that it could be a matter or a topic of conversation that could be solved just by sending 1 quick text. Like, I like messages. I like to be able to read things because it gives me direct context on, hey, is this important or is this not important? Should I reply to this right now, or can I put it aside for the moment? I like message texts because of that. I do not like calls. Like, really, I hate when people out of nowhere, they tell me, hey, can you hop on a call? And I'm like, No. Like, tell me what you want. Like, what do you want my attention for? Like, it's not a matter of, saving my time. I always have time for people whenever they want it, but I need to know if what you want to call me about is something urgent, or is it something that I can kind of like we can schedule for later. Because that's just kind of like when I'm in flow, when the day has started, I just want to work, and I just want to work. And anything that is not work that comes in that workflow day, it's annoying. It annoys me. It disrupts my focus. It kind of pulls me back in another direction while I was supposed to stay on the straight lane. So it reduces efficiency. All right. So again, I've been, waking up early, training, then pretty much coming back home to cook my breakfast. And, I'm kind of bugged here because one thing that I usually do when I cook my breakfast is I play a podcast in the background. But because of you guys, I'm not going to play anything because I need to speak to you guys. That's fine. I just hope you guys like the video. Again, I'm not going to edit anything. If I'm making any mistakes in this video, then just freaking be it. Wait, this should be better. Okay. This should be better. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna go into cooking the meat. What I do is I pretty much, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic here. Pan is already warm enough. A little bit of garlic here. So this is what we are going to cook in one of the pans. I don't know if you guys can see. There you go. So 2 beef patties with a shitload of onions and garlics because I like a bad breath, and some bok choy or whatever this is. All right. So this is gonna go in here at how do you call that? At a soft fire. I'm pretty sure there's a way to say this, but I just fucked it up. I don't know. I mean, you guys can see, right? It's not a very hot or kind of burning fire. I like to just make it cook slowly all together while I take care of all the other stuff. So this is gonna go there. Garlic and onion, deadly combination. Now, some of my favorite spices that I'm gonna show you guys is, and this is actually, honestly, the way to make your diet less boring is to bank on all kinds of spices, guys. So what I typically use is, here we go, parsley, garlic, salt. You guys cannot see. Oh, there we go. And this is classic pepper. This is salt. Wait, this is not the real spices that I wanted to show you guys. I got this one. So this is lamb chop grinder. This is something that my girlfriend brought from Switzerland, which usually used for eggs. So what I do is I take all of those, even if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna add it all into the meal. So we start with this egg spice here thing right here. There you go. We're gonna use some salt, just a little bit of salt. We're gonna add this one as well. Garlic, parsley. English language is so hard. By the way, are there any French speakers watching my videos? Because I'm initially a French speaker. Never in my life I thought that I would live a life in which English would be the primary language that I would have to speak, but here we are. I think I'm doing pretty well so far. But there's room for improvement. You know something, one goal that I had for this year, guys, was to improve my Chinese, because I've been in China 10 years, and I cannot hold a decent conversation, like a long, kind of advanced-ish conversation with people, which I kind of feel bad about. I feel like if you are in a foreign country, you should have that kind of level of self-awareness and respect for the country that you are in, and try to at least, do your best to speak the languages of the people. And also, it's a matter of survival, okay? Like, there will be some occasions where you will need to be able to speak. Otherwise, you could get into some trouble. There are going to be some important things that you will need, your language skills for. I'm blessed. My girlfriend is Chinese, so she helps a lot for anything related to, like, I don't know, like taking care of some delivery, speaking with the community manager of my apartment whenever there's something happening. Like, the community manager of my apartment don't even call me at all. Like, whenever something happens around my community, something that I should be aware of, they call her. They go like, hey, can you let your boyfriend know that this and this and this is happening? And then she calls me. She's like, hey, baby, this is happening. I'm like, all right, this is amazing. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I wanna offset some of that workload on her because she loves helping. My girlfriend is of service, but I personally don't like to feel like I'm a burden to people, which is also kind of one of the reasons why I wanna get better at Chinese. Anyway, so what we do now is we pretty much have a good chunk of protein already in that the frying pan. Now I'm gonna break 2 eggs and 4 egg whites. I suggest you skip this part of the video if you don't like wasting food, because something that I do is when I just use the egg white is I pretty much just get rid of the egg yolk. And this is something that feels totally normal to me. I don't feel bad about it, but in many conversations with my client as well as with other people, I realize that some people are really sensitive about this. So if you are not the type to waste food, then please don't judge me. And also please just skip this video because this feels totally normal to me. It's my way of living. Maybe I'm definitely doing something wrong. I do not know. I just know that this is fast. And yeah, so this is also one of something I usually suggest to my clients. If they don't really like to get rid of the yolk because they don't like wasting food, then if that's your case too, then you can just buy liquid egg whites. So comes in a box. It looks like those boxes of juice, and it's only egg whites inside of it. All right, so that would be your fix. But again, if I offended anybody with the way that I handle my eggs, I do not apologize. Like, why would you be offended at the way that I live my life anyway? What are we doing? You see, this is the problem with, I think, the kind of like the world in which we live in, and mostly with the internet and social media. I obviously have been on social media for quite a while now, and sometimes just the fact of expressing your opinion on a certain matter and pretty much sharing what you believe works based on your personal experience, based on your personal knowledge and value, it gets these trolls reacting. Ooh, I've had so many people coming for me, fighting with me over, this is wrong, this didn't work for me, what you're saying is bullshit, you're full of shit, I did this and I did that, which is opposite from what you're doing. I'm like, motherfucker, fine. If it worked for you, it worked for you. If you have lived your life in a way that is different from what I speak about, what are you doing on my video? Like, I'm so amazed at the ability of people to take things personally, even if they see clearly that the thing is not even about them. We content creators know this. When you create content, you want to speak to a certain demographic of people. You want to speak to a certain group of people, right? So you want to say things that resonate only with that group of people. Like I personally, in my coaching program and with my brand, I'm pretty good at working with adults, at working with people, who are in their 40s. I am pretty good at connecting with them. I'm pretty good at creating results for them. And also like working with them because I feel like I get free life coaching, like literally. I learned so much from some of my clients sometimes in terms of how to be a parent, in terms of how to navigate real life crisis and those kinds of things. So for that reason, I've decided to double down on talking to only those people in my videos. And then you got people who just come out of nowhere who say, hey, this doesn't apply. Hey, this is not like this is not like that. I'm like, fine, bro. Like, if it doesn't work for you, that's cool. I wasn't trying to speak with you anyway. But I feel like that's something that people who consume content don't realize. Like, all the content out there is not supposed to be all about yourself. Like, there is a type of content that is made for kids. There is a type of content that is made for a certain age range of adults. There is a type of content that is made for, like older people. So when you see something that you don't agree with, unless it really called your name, which is not the case, and unless it really kind of fits to your kind of like your profile, then I don't see the need of getting, your ass clinched on social media. The other thing that really is so hilarious is people who get into beefs and arguments in WeChat group chats. That, by the way, make my days. Because some people are angry in these group chats. Like I like to just watch these group chats, and from time to time I will reply to some conversations that I think are useful, and I will also send out my some useful things, some things that I would like to share with people. But there are people who live in these group chats. Whenever you open a group chat, you see that 1 to 2, those 3 people who just are always active in there. Like they speak, they share everything, they debate, they argue. It doesn't stop. And it's fun, actually. But I'm just not that type. Like I have other things to do. So yeah. Anyway, so right now we are cutting down my avocado. Reminds me of a guy I saw on, I saw the guy on Facebook. The guy, I think, is an African, so he obviously has an accent. But the guy fast feeding. What do you want? By the way, you guys have met my dog yet? I'm gonna show you guys my dog. What's up, baby boy? How are you? You want some avocado? Let's see. My dog's name Milo. He is, I believe, 2 years old, 2 years and a half. He doesn't like it. That's always what he does, by the way. Whenever I cook or eat something, he comes. He's super interested. He gives me those faces, like he's clearly, come on. He gives me those faces like as if he wanted a bite. And he smells the thing, he has a bit of taste, and he realizes that he's too cool for the stuff. No, actually he likes this. Okay, come here. You cannot eat around the house, so we're gonna send this and also give you a chunk of it in your, how do we call this? In your small bowl. Okay. Alright. Again, guys, I'm not making any cuts to this video, so now you guys can see how messy my house is in the morning. I typically clean up after, like, in the evening. But, yeah. So here we go. This is cooking nicely and slowly. Now we're gonna add a little bit of fire, I think. Okay. So usually, guys, I actually I'm way much more faster than this, but obviously I'm trying to shoot a video at the same time and speak to you guys and trying to be useful. So I'm kind of, you guys are slowing me down. But it's fun. I actually enjoy this. I think I'm gonna do this more often. You know, pretty much just leaving the camera somewhere in front of me and, you know, just being myself. Maybe I should do more live streams. I feel like live streams is the real thing. I don't know. Okay, now we're gonna make our guacamole. I mean, I don't know if this is exactly how you make guacamole, but basically avocado diced with some small bits of onions, a little bit of salt. Crap, I don't need garlic in this too, because that's gonna be hard to eat. Avocado, guys, is superfood. Do not neglect avocados. Avocado. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying earlier. There's this guy on Facebook, I think he's African. He fasts, he only eats 1 meal a day. He looks jacked though. I do not know how he trains. I do not know what was his background before making these videos. But basically the guy only eats once a day. And his meal is kind of like, he serves himself on a plate. So he has tons of meat. So like he introduces the plate, right? He introduces the different ingredients. He's like, okay, so here I got salmon, I got steak, I got eggs, I got avocado. People in the comments did not waste time. They trolled him just because of that. And to me, I was like, you know, don't be that kind of person. You know, like when someone speaks your language and that they have an accent and that they don't pronounce some words correctly, you who laughs at that person's accents and mistake, could you survive a day in their country trying to speak their language? You know, like that's the first thing that I think of. So to all of you bilinguals out there, we are together. On est ensemble. That's how we say in French. On est ensemble. But anyway, it's pretty funny though, avocado. Okay, so we're almost done here. A little bit of pepper. Just a bit of pepper. A little bit of olive oil. After this, I'll cook my eggs, and that will pretty much be it. So I will warm the pan already. And some olive oil. I consume so much olive oil in the morning. I'm pretty sure I do not miss or I'm short of my fat intake every day. And because basically too, again, just like what I said earlier, my first meal of the day is usually high protein, high fats, like very high fat, because you've seen the avocado, you've seen the eggs right here, you've seen the beef patty, and you've also seen all the freaking olive oil that I've been pouring onto the pan. Then that's it. That's pretty much it for the rest of the day. Then the second meal is a very optional meal actually. It's very optional. It's if I feel any sort of hunger, which happens or not around 4 p.m., between 4 to 5 to 6, that's usually when I feel hungry again, I have a snack. And that snack is usually either some nuts or some fruits or a protein shake with milk. And then the meal after that will be my my prepped chicken. I'm a born person, by the way. I do not mind eating the same damn thing every day. Look at this. I literally cooked this yesterday, okay? I have my rice here. This is all rice. So in the evening, I take this out, I warm it real quick, and look at this beauty. In here, sounds so good. In here you got broccolis, corn, chicken, shrimp, I think I've added eggs as well. This is what I eat every evening with that rice. I do not change a thing because I don't have the time to change a thing. That's the reality. You know, some people, they wanna always change things up with their diet. They wanna try new recipes, and I'm not saying that that's not a good thing, but I'm just saying that, you know, you wake up in the morning, you use the same Colgate, you don't have any issues with that. You use the same Colgate because it saves time. You don't want to buy or think of buying a different brand of Colgate in the morning. I mean, toothpaste, Colgate is an actual brand. Toothpaste is the word. You wake up in the morning right next to the same ugly ass face of your partner. You don't feel like changing because, hey, this person fits your life, your desires, your values, and your outlook of the future. So it's literally the same way that I think when it comes to nutrition. Like, why should I change something that works? So that's why this breakfast I'm currently making, the eggs, the beef, the avocado, I gotta stop, is the breakfast I have exactly every morning right after the gym. And the dinner that I showed you just now, the rice, the chicken, the shrimps, is a dinner that I'll have every evening. Friday night, I change. Friday night is my fried food Friday. So Friday night, I typically order some Chinese stuff. I'm a big fan of southern foods, you know, fried rice, fried noodles, like all the oil from my cholesterol. And on the weekend, you know, it usually depends. At least once or twice on the weekend, I would go out with my girlfriend, and then we'll eat somewhere. Lately, it's been taco. So if you live in Beijing and if you have never checked the taco bar, oh boy, you are missing out. Okay, the eggs are almost ready. I mean, the eggs are going to get cooked now. Once upon a time, I used to like making scrambled eggs, but I currently am in a phase of enjoying sunny sides. I don't know. I just go through phases, guys. I think just like everybody else. So, making sure I cook this nicely. There you go. Okay, leaving it there. Oops. There's a bit of that white. The kind of the white and the liquid that is kind of uncooked on the egg. My mom used to call them the nose spit. You know the thing that comes out of your nose when you blow your nose? I could never unsee it after that. Like whenever I see that white liquid, I'm like, okay, that's the nose spit. All right, our steak is getting ready. It's almost cooked. Now I'm gonna turn the fire up a bit, just to let this two cook nicely at the same time. And that's our breakfast, guys, really. Like I'm gonna eat this with the egg, with the avocado, and that will keep me full, alert, and productive for the rest of the day. I will also add this. If you're the type to look for taste in your meals, Tabasco hot sauce. Let me show you guys my avocado. Oops. Look at this. Nicely diced. A power food, I tell you guys. Anyway, it's been a whole 39 minutes here now, so I think I'm gonna cut the video here because you guys pretty much know what's up now by this time. Everything is done. I'm ready to eat, and I gotta eat fast because I gotta start working after that. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this video, drop in the comments which part did you like, and just like what I said in the beginning, or not, if you guys want to discuss any other topics of nutrition, if you guys are on some sort of fitness journey, anything like that, and if you want personal guidance, accountability, you know, someone to shout you, that's me. So drop a message in the chat or click the link in the description bio, and we'll have a quick conversation to see if we can work together. Again, thank you for tuning in today. Peace out.